Have you ever heard of a grape with a split personality? Well, we're about to dive into one. It's called Alvarinho, and it's fascinating because depending on which side of a river you're on, it tastes completely different. Seriously. So we're going to figure out why.
So here's the mystery, right? You've got one grape, two countries. On the Spanish side of the Minho River, they call it Alvarinho. You hop across the river into Portugal, and suddenly it's Alvarinho. But here's the kicker. They are genetically the exact same grape. We're talking a few miles apart. So how on earth do they end up tasting so wildly different? That's the big question we're tackling today.
All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start with the grape's two identities. Then we'll take a trip to Spain to check out its Atlantic side. After that, we'll cross over to Portugal to see how the river changes things. We'll do a little side-by-side showdown, and finally, figure out what to pair them with. Sound good? Let's go.
Okay, so to get to the bottom of this, we need to talk about one of the most magical and, honestly, most important concepts in the entire world of wine. It's all about a sense of place.
And that secret has a name. It's a French word, terroir. Now, the best way to think about it is like this. Imagine you have identical twins. They have the exact same DNA, right? But one grows up right on the coast, feeling the sea breeze every day, and the other grows up in a quiet, sheltered valley. They're going to turn out pretty different, aren't they? Well, that's exactly what terroir is for a grape. It's the climate, the soil, the landscape. It's the whole environment. And believe me, it is the key to everything.
All right, let's take our first trip. We're heading to the coast of Galicia in Spain, to a region called Rías Baixas. This is home to our first twin, Alvarinho. And let me tell you, its personality is shaped big time by that cold, massive Atlantic Ocean right next to it. Okay, look at how this all comes together. You've got this cool, damp climate with tons of rain, and these sea breezes are just constantly blowing over the vineyards. What that does is it forces the grapes to ripen really, really slowly. And that slow pace, it's absolutely crucial. It lets them build up all this amazing flavor without losing their bright, zesty acidity. And then you have the soil. It's mostly granite, which they call cibro there, and it gives the wine this incredible mineral character that you can literally taste.
So, what do you get in the glass? Well, the locals have a perfect phrase for it. Uma mineralidad salina distinctiva, a distinctive saline minerality. It's this bone-dry, super zesty wine that's just exploding with grapefruit and lime. But the finish, wow, it has this signature kick that honestly tastes like sea spray. It is the taste of the ocean in a glass. No question.
Okay, pack your bags. We're hopping across the river into Portugal. We're going to a little sub-region called Monção e Melgaço. And, you know, it's just a stone's throw away from where we just were. But the vibe here, the environment, it tells a completely different story for our second twin, Alvarinho.
So over here, the terroir just shifts. You see, there are mountains that act like a natural shield, protecting the vineyards from that direct, intense Atlantic weather. This creates its own little microclimate that's a bit warmer, a bit drier. The grapes are still growing in that granite soil, but they get to soak up just a little more sunshine, and that means they can get a little bit riper, a little more developed.
And this different environment creates a wine they describe as having acidez vibrante, intensidad aromática. Vibrant acidity, sure, but with aromatic intensity. So yeah, it still has that zesty backbone like its Spanish twin, but the aromas, they're so much richer. You start getting notes of peach, apricot, maybe some orange blossom. It just feels a little fuller, a little more round in your mouth.
Okay, so we've met both twins, we've seen their totally different upbringings. Now for the fun part. Let's put them side by side and really break down what makes each one so unique.
And when you look at it like this, the difference is just striking, isn't it? In Spain, you have that direct hit from the Atlantic, giving you that cool, humid climate. The result? A wine that's all about citrus and that salty mineral kick. But then in Portugal, you get this warmer, drier microclimate thanks to the river valley. And that pushes the wine into a totally different direction. We're talking stone fruit, intense floral smells, and a bit more body. It's just the perfect example of how terroir can take the same exact raw material, the grape, and sculpt it into two completely different works of art. So this is all great information, but what does it actually mean for you in your wine glass? Well, knowing this story isn't just for wine nerds. It's super practical. It helps you pick the absolute perfect wine for the perfect occasion. Let's make this super simple. If you're having something fresh and straight from the sea, like oysters or a simply grilled piece of fish, you want that Spanish Alvarinho. Its salty, high-acid profile is like squeezing a lemon on your seafood. It just makes everything pop. But if you're cooking something richer, more complex, like a big seafood stew,
Or that classic salted cod dish, bacalhau à brás. That's when you reach for the Portuguese Alvarinho. Its richer body and intense aromas can stand up to all those powerful flavors.
Okay, I've got a little myth buster for you, a pro tip. So many people think you have to drink these wines fresh, like the year they come out, and that is just not true. Because they have such great acidity, a really well-made bottle from either Spain or Portugal can age beautifully, seriously. They can develop these amazing, complex notes of honey and toasted nuts and this cool, waxy texture. So don't be afraid to tuck one away for a few years. You might be surprised.
And finally, to make sure you get the absolute best experience when you do open a bottle, just remember 3 quick things. 1. Store it on its side in a cool, dark place. That keeps the cork from drying out. 2. Don't serve it ice cold. If it's too cold, you'll kill all those amazing aromas we've been talking about. A little chill is all you need. And 3. Use a regular white wine glass. It'll help concentrate all those great smells right where you want them.
So there you have it. It's an amazing story, isn't it? One grape, 2 completely different personalities, all sculpted by the magic of terroir. You've got the salty, citrusy twin from the Spanish coast and the richer, floral twin from the Portuguese valley. Now you know their story. The only real question is, which twin are you going to meet first? Get out there and taste the difference for yourself.